everyone, this week we are going to make self-portraits for our class murals. Our objective, I can make a self-portrait for our class mural that shows space using foreground, middle ground, and background. Why are we doing this? We are going to glue all of our self-portraits together onto one piece of paper to make a mural. We can hang our mural in the hall to show our class community. How will you know you did it? You drew a picture of you on a square piece of paper that shows foreground, middle ground, and background, and you used neat and complete coloring. A self-portrait is a picture of you. What do you see in these 5 self-portraits? We're going to talk about the element of art of space. This is a review from last year. The illusion of space. We have foreground, which is in the front, middle ground, which is in the middle, and background, which is in the back. And here's this diagram that we've looked at before. You have the people here in the foreground, and then in the middle, you have a tree, and in the background, you have these mountains. So when you have a 2D or a flat drawing, you have objects that overlap to show space. So for example, in this picture, the house looks like it's behind this bush because the corner of this house is missing. The tree or the bush in the front has cut off the corner of the house because it overlaps. The same as with this tree in the middle ground. If this background line kept going on the mountain, it wouldn't really look like the tree was in front of the background, but because the tree overlaps and cuts out that line, it looks like it's in the middle ground. Also with space in art, objects look like they get smaller as they go back in space. For example, this telephone pole is not actually that much bigger than these telephone poles in the background. They just look that way because they go back in space. Same with this railroad. As it goes back in space, it looks like it's getting smaller. Let's look at this artwork for the illusion of space. See if you can find the foreground, middle ground, and background, and find example of some objects that look like they get smaller as they go back in space. Here were some examples I found. The green line is the foreground, these 3 women. Then the middle ground has these bales of hay or trees, this cart, and some other things in here too. This is the background that has the sky. Then my examples of objects that got smaller. Do you think these people are really that much smaller than these 3 women? Probably not. For your self-portrait, it needs to be a square because otherwise it's not going to fit into our mural. Your self-portrait should include a drawing of you, here's my self-portrait, a landscape scene of your favorite time of year. Can you tell based on the falling leaves when my favorite time of year is? And foreground, middle ground, and background. In my example, I'm in the foreground. My trees and my grass are in the middle ground, and my mountains and sky are in the background. Your whole square should be colored with neat, complete coloring, not like the scribble coloring down here. It should be neat, complete coloring that fills the whole square. Uh-oh, what is wrong with this self-portrait? It has eyes, a mouth, no nose, and a self-portrait should have those elements. It has scribble coloring, but there's so much blank space, spaghetti coloring, and it's not a complete portrait. It also doesn't have middle ground or background. Doesn't show space. For our distance learners, you're going to take a good picture of your self-portrait, upload it to this assignment, and I will print out a copy and add it to our mural. Please make sure that you use a good amount of light. This one is too dark and too blurry. Bye.